And this is like Shiva. Shiva makes his little puppet house, and then he plays with the puppet around. First it's like fun. And suddenly he forgets that he is not a puppet, that the puppets are just for play. And then he becomes himself a puppet, and then he takes the role of a puppet very seriously, and the other puppets become very seriously, and then you're a puppet under puppets. Yeah, and you are in problems. Then you're really in trouble. Then you want to get out of being a puppet, but then you're really in trouble. Because by trying to get out of being a puppet, you really confirm that you're a puppet. It's such a vicious game. Absolutely vicious. And after a while you really believe in your, whatever, self-pity. Oh, poor me, I cannot get out of this role, poor me, and you play that role so very well. Poor me, and no one is poorer than me, for sure. No one suffers more than me. Never ever there was anyone on this bloody earth who suffered more than me. Yeah, or not. I will never be happy again. Everyone else is better off, for sure, and suddenly, for sure, someone was sitting in front of a crowd and claims to be welcome. I always like this. Welcome to the final healing of your soul. Isn't that fantastic? What a sentence. Welcome to the final healing of your soul. Now that's the main messenger of Papaji, Gangaji. I was amazed to see that in a video. Welcome home. What took you so long? I can play that game. I could do it.
You get the sense that they're playing the game too.
Yes, they play it for sure.
Yeah.
What else can they do? You cannot blame them because they're just a role.
Yeah.
And consciousness is doing all the acting. But as perfect as they can do it, huh? Welcome home and welcome to the final healing.
It's like what you want to hear.
Yes, everyone wants to hear that. Yes, I want to be healed. I'm here. You are the doctor. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm your patient. Treat me.
And everyone's happy. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. You don't go to a doctor who tells you have nothing.
No, but even then there is you.
You only go to doctors who tell you are sick or not. If you go to a doctor who says you're perfectly healthy, nothing has to happen to you, just go home and enjoy life, this is not a good doctor. You never go back to that doctor. Because you want to have a confirmation that you're sick.
No, we keep coming back to this doctor.
But I tell you are sick. Yeah, but as I told you from the beginning, you are the sickest of the sick because you are sicker. Yes, of course, you. And only you. Seeking the seeker, if that is not a disease, come on.
So I don't make any progress, no?
I hope not. Otherwise you would not fulfill your role.
This is the wrong teacher for me, I'm sure. Why do I keep...
I always say, if there's any possibility of you waking up, it will always be with the wrong teacher.
Good, sounds promising.
That's the best you can get. Because there will never be any real one. So you have to wake up with the wrong one, if there is a possibility at all. But I'm not sure. So wherever you go to, it has to be fake. And to see the fake as a fake, that's all. And whatever, this waking up to see, you cannot wake up in any fake whatever.
Well, the teacher's just as fake as the person who goes to the teacher, you know. What to do?
The taker and the giver are both in the same business. Both need the confirmation of the other to exist. What to do? What would be one without the other? Depending. Yeah, any questions about that? Yeah, I know this afternoon time is quite a lazy one. Huh? They're all...
Should serve coffee and cookies.
Yeah, I told Joseph he could make a big business tea time. Chai and cake with Joseph. Placing the... He could make in 1 month more money as the rest of the year.
Yeah.
But I tell you, Joseph's answer was, as always, I don't know. Do I really have to do that? Too much work. Yeah. Yeah, come on. This is not a one-man show. Yes.
Coming to practical terms, if there is only this consciousness left, under what circumstances or how does that this consciousness get dissolved or disappears?
Yeah. Then the system of grace appears. Already in the beginning, only grace works. And grace is when that what is prior to even the witness, that what is the witness of the witness, you may say. In spite of all whatever, is that what is in spite. So by your being what you cannot not be, which is grace itself, grace drops whatever is an idea of grace. So even the witness consciousness gets dropped as an idea, or whatever you call it. But simply by your being what you are, which is not any imaginary state. And that you go every night. Every night you go to that deep, deep sleep. So every night everything drops away in front of you, and in spite of that presence of that witness, you exist that as that. So it's not something new. You are so used to it that you don't see it anymore. And every morning it pops up again. And then by whatever tendency of energy of love, you fall in love again every morning with that, what you call puppet or awareness or the witness state or the observing state or that what is observed. And you have no choice. So you cannot wake up and not falling in love. Because at the instant you wake up, you become the lover. And the lover is like the first presence of I. And the lover, out of the lover comes the loving, and the beloved appears. So this love affair is unavoidable. But you can switch between the observer and the witness. But by none of that there's a way out. So your nature has nothing to lose to be the observed body or the space or the witness. And that's the old whatever game of all time. That so-called sages or whatever seekers will go from the identified to the non-identified and then even to the witness. But then it's the end of the story. This is like the taming the bull or taming the mind. It's like in the Buddhist tradition. First the mountain is a mountain, then the mountain is not a mountain, then you go to the awareness of the samadhi, and there is nothing left what to do, so you go back to the marketplace and have another drink. It's always the same story. You go through all three different homes. So the home of the world doesn't fulfill you anymore, you go to the home of I amness, of space, of oneness. And then even that is switching. Then you go to the samadhi of the witness state and nothing ever happened, always okay, but it's always okay, so you go back to the okay, okie dokie. And all that you cannot predict. In all that, there's a helplessness of your nature with this perception switching between all that states. And not by your action or non-action it happens simply as it happens. Not because you made so many sadhanas, or you understand now, by understanding you switch. Understanding happens in spite of your understanding. And then there is this impersonal understanding, and then you are in the oneness. And even then there's an absolute understanding of awareness, of the witness, and then you are in the awareness state. And then this, for thousands of years you can stay there, and then it drops back. So the Taoists, they have this famous one, you go thousands of years to the samadhi of light, but then out of the blue you go back, because you get hungry again for whatever. And back on the marketplace you are what? Hungry spirit, always hungry for that what is spirit. So even that temporary satisfaction in awareness, it's temporary. You have to be in spite of awareness, I amness, or the world, what you are. And only that is worth being. And that what needs to be aware, it's still what? An idea. A phantom awareness, a phantom I amness, and a phantom world. And in all that phantom worlds of whatever witnesses and witnesses, tralala, whatever you can define and separate, you cannot find what you are, and you should be happy about it. That you are not something what can be found in any state. And that is the joy of not finding yourself in anything. In any so-called perfect state, they're all there because you are, but you are not because they are. So they're all called like dimensions. And they're called dimension because you die in them. At the moment you make home in one of them, you die in that dimension. So even the dimension of the witness state of awareness is a dead state. And life is never found, can be found in one of that states. And I can only point to that. So be ignorant as you are, the knowledge you are cannot be spoiled or lost. There is no danger in anything. You can play stupid as hell and nothing happens. As you do anyway. Yes. Grace is your nature. The nature of existence is grace. But not Grace Kelly.
What is it?
It's not what. You will never define.
It's not an object.
It's not an object. Whatever you say, it is not.
So why do you say it?
Yeah, because I say that is your nature, but you cannot find your nature in any whatever definition. And that is what you are, grace itself. And when you are grace itself, you show no mercy against anything. If grace is grace, grace doesn't know grace. By not knowing what is grace and what is not grace, you are grace. But any moment you know what is grace and what is not grace, you are in trouble.
How do you know that it's grace?
Even by not knowing if there is, even by doubting grace, there has to be grace.
Isn't it just an idea?
Of course. But we have to talk about something. What's the problem with ideas? I'm idealist. I'm so idealistic.
If there is grace, there must be an ungrace too.
No.
Then we
Yes, you are that what is grace, and you are even that what is not grace. Satisfied? No.
What is the quality of grace?
It is quality, but it has no quality. There is no ownership of it. So it is life, but it has no life. It's the absolute absence of any ownership. That's the quality of grace.
Why do you call it grace?
The what?
Why do you call it
No, normally I call it underwear, but the people complain.
What's so graceful about it?
The what?
What is so graceful?
No, for me underwear is more graceful. No, I'm sure, but normally they complain, why do you always call it underwear? It's grace, okay. So just to have my peace, I call it grace. But normally I call it underwear. Because out of the underwear comes awareness. That's more logical. It's like the nakedness of existence, and then comes awareness. So without underwear, there is that. But first there's underwear. And then you dress yourself. And then you are in the salad. Then you have a dressing.
Because when you say grace, already there is some implications when we think about.
Yeah, but why not? Who needs not to have any whatever?
Because then it's not true.
Yeah, but what is true? But tell me what is true.
I don't know what is true, but I know what is untrue.
Ah, what is untrue?
To call something which is no quality, to give it some.
But do you really think grace cares if I call it grace?
I do.
You see? That needs a caretaker.
Because can grace also be ungraceful?
Absolutely.
Then why call it grace?
Why not?
Because if you somebody can misunderstand.
Yeah. Do you really think I would care if someone is here who misunderstands me? Anyone here understood me? That would be already a misunderstanding. Oh, forget grace. Why do you continue with this bloody grace? I already called it underwear. Come on. She doesn't want to let that go. You make it really too important. And really too important that who is here I could make... what's the danger of anyone here? Whatever is understanding can only be a misunderstanding. So what? Even if you're a mister, you misunderstand. It's a misunderstanding anyway. So what to do with it? So I make a misunderstanding grace. Does it make you more or less if I call it grace? Yeah, that's the question. Is the nature of life getting more or less by calling it life?
Calling it life seems more appropriate.
Yeah, but that's your favorite. You have preferences, that's all.
Because life is no good and no bad.
No?
Grace,
Oh, come on. Let's ask the people what life can be, how bad life can be. Huh?
Life is happiness.
Oh. Life is happening.
in calling it grace, it keeps on the seeking. Because if
Yeah, but why should but who needs to stop seeking? Say it. Say me, and I'm afraid that seeking will never stop if I call it grace.
I already stopped calling it grace because I realized that
Ah, you realize now we have one here.
it's a trap, you know.
So what?
That it's so beautiful.
So now you are in the trap that you realize that there's a trap. It's just another kind of trap. Because you realize the trap, and that is another trap. What else can it be?
I realized I wasn't in trap, and then I just got the whole story.
And that's another trap. That's now you are one without a story. Another trap only. You think you are now out of the trap? Do you really think that? Do you really believe her? I believe that she is now out of the trap, but out of the trap is still in the trap. Because there's still one too much, too many, who is now out of the trap, who realized something.
I'm not in the trap and I'm not out of it.
To what?
I'm not in it and I'm not out of it.
You are not argumentative.
I'm not out of it and I'm not.
Ah, but you don't like to call it grace.